If the place is closed, the place is closed. I think you should leave. You'll take my orders, so you will, or you'll see the inside of a cell for yourself.
Hello, my name is Jared O'Shea and I play Joseph Hughes of the RIC in Down at Heels Fractured. My most challenging roles so far, I'm going to cop out slightly and pick two because I did two roles at the same time. I played Dara Mood in On Raftery's Hill with the Mo Club in Nace, and then the following week I played Gary in Our Few and Evil Days with Prosperous Dramatic Society. So doing the two roles, which were both very different from each other and very different from me, in really different accents at the same time, having both sets of lines, often rehearsing on alternate days. So pulling that off was quite a challenge, but great fun. I actually do have a semi-recurring being in a play nightmare, but it's actually not really that terrifying. It usually is around I'm involved in remounting a show that I've done before, and it could have been a most recent one, and it could be a real one that I've done, or an imaginary dream scenario one. It's opening night, everyone's around backstage, great crack, looking forward to going out, and about 2 minutes before the show comes up, it dawns on me, we probably should have rehearsed this since we did the play last 2 or 3 years ago. And then the dream usually ends, so I never find out how it ends. There's a lot of parts I'd love to play. Not at all, not all of them realistic. There's a lot of the Shakespearean ones. I'd love to play Henry V. I'd love to play Richard III. I'm not too old for Hamlet. If Ian McKellen can do it at 82, I reckon I could probably still do it. So I'm not taking that one off the list. The Andrew Scott's role, Alex, in Simon Stevens' play Seawall, is just the most incredible part, but I suspect Andrew Scott has that one sewn up, so I might have to tick that one off without ever getting to do it. And as you start to move into the latter period of your life, in years to come, I would love to play Crap in Crap's Last Tape, which I think is just one of the most perfect plays ever written. Collins. What I will say is the fact that he dies young, he doesn't get a chance to become become something less legendary in later life, as oftentimes people tend to do. He may have ended up becoming a completely different person if he gotten to live a fuller and longer life. May have ended up more reactionary, more conservative, as people often tend to do. But that didn't happen, so we can only judge him on pre-1922. So Collins. Theatre. Um, Film is something I haven't done as much of, but I've been doing a little bit more over the last couple of years, and really enjoying that kind of learning experience because it's not something I have as much experience with. But theatre is just incredible, both in terms of the audience reactions, but also I really enjoy the longer rehearsal process because I think that's where I find a lot of the fun stuff. I would have known quite a good bit about the time period where Fractured is set, just in terms of my own interest in history and studying it and things like that. So I would have known a lot of the sort of the political stuff and the news of what was happening. So what was really interesting is, from an actor point of view, to play that, it doesn't really matter. The stakes might be exceptionally high in terms of life and death and all of those kind of really big ticket items, but really what motivates us as people is wanting to have a job that we're satisfied with, wanting to find love, wanting to keep a roof over our heads. All of those things that concern us now were still the same things that concerned people 100 years ago, and all of the political turmoil is just a background against which everything happens. But ultimately, the same things that motivate us as people are the things that are important to us now, were important to us 100 years ago, or why plays like Shakespeare are so relevant, because they were the same things that affected people back then.